you know, 10th pick Slark, but this Slark was, yeah, pick second and is set up to, you know, have a great time. Counters most of the enemy draft.
Yeah, it's like neither team has a great way of catching. Both of them have these kind of clash lineups where the Brew and the Timbersaw at some point are just going to, like, you know, ram heads into each other, get the problem split off. Morphling comes waveforming in. Void Spirit's going to be dancing in and out of these team fights. Yeah, it doesn't feel like there's a great way for either team until they itemize and get things going to actually get a good latch onto someone. It's going to come down to really head-on-head, big, massive clashes between the two of them as we head into game one of this best of two. And already smoking out across the map to get our early wards down and see what's happening across the river.
Typical mid lane standoffs. Both teams, neither team actually warding just yet. It's Celery who sneaks in to get a cliff ward, so bit of a switch up, the standard wards being on that like mid-high ground cliffs, and kind of smart, you know. You have your cores showing mid lane, and then your smoked up support just coming in for a ward, and they actually scout out OG's ward, so they're gonna be able to get an easy D ward off on that reserve ward. Yeah,
very nice. Bit of free money.
Yep. And probably, you know, by D ward, you kind of reveal the fact you have a ward there too, I think, but hey, it's worth it. You can deny your ward, maybe.
Yeah, wait until the very last second to come in and kill it off. Don't give away that bit of information. How these lanes can actually set up? Yeah, you're still looking at this Brew Silencer lane. It looks like it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Brewmaster looks, because this is a hero. I mean, if it's meta, like teams like Talon, I'm sure KP's watching these games, or like his coach telling him, like, "Hey, Brewmaster's good again. Like, let's play some Brewmaster, because that's the KP's best hero." And well, for Ace, he's played it already today. It's something he's comfortable on, and definitely a kind of newer hero that wasn't really prioritized or picked much during the earlier phases of this TI.
Yeah, there's Morphling down bottom with a Dawnbreaker against Amar Timber, a Tiger ET. We've seen a lot of these Morphlings get away with all kinds of nonsense in laning stage, you know, not dying, continually farming away. But I think here, with the punches they've got, if OG can lay it on thick in the early couple of levels, Duracho could have some struggles.
I think the lane itself might be okay. Like, you're playing Morphling into these melee heroes, at least early levels. It gets tougher once Timber gets like level 6 especially, which is maybe why they didn't mind picking the Morphling too much, because they don't feel like he's going to get pressured in lane. But definitely as the game goes on, it feels like the game gets harder for Morphling, which is usually the opposite. Usually your lane's hard, and then the game gets easier as you get your levels, you get your farm. This time around, he's going to have to play very well when it comes to these mid-game team fights.
Yeah, and then top lane, a little difficulty for Yuragi. Doesn't want to keep spamming Dark Pact. Doesn't want to burn through his mana pool or his HP pool, but he's having a lot of spells thrown at him. 3 mangoes on the Silencer, just keeping that Arcane Curse going. An Ace with that Thunderclap, chipping away at both Yuragi and Misha early days here. So securing some really good experience and early laning farm for the Brew. Oh, Tofu fighting back onto Misha. That's Jakiro with no mana left anymore. He's going to have to come back and deal with his small camp.
Got the mangoes queued up, but see if he gets there. Goes for the base trip or something else here. He's getting completely zoned away by this Silencer.
Yeah, body blocks the camp. Silencer's up again. And Tofu.
Gonna be close.
And he's the Arcane Curse getting reapplied. He's dead.
Oh, the miss!
He's still gonna die. Oh, maybe not. Jungle creeps.
Oh my gosh, so unlucky. The uphill miss. Oh, Tofu. He's gonna be hating the RNG gods for that one.
Still a long time to be dead to the Jakiro, though. 20 seconds. Dying to those neutrals means Ace and Tofu now have a 2v1 against the Slark, so I'll reclaim control of their large camp, get some pulls going, and have a great time in that top lane.
Yeah, I think for the Jakiro, dying to neutrals there is kind of like a best possible outcome in some ways. Gets to come back with his mangoes, full health, full mana, so Slark, not having the easiest time in this lane. Yuragi did go for an early bracer, just wanting the casual stats and extra strength plus health regen. We haven't been seeing too much bracer, but Slark feeling like this is the game, he needs one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The amount of damage he's been taking over time. You see, there's the Cinder Brew, the Arcane Curse. That's half HP. Misha loses. Very well. GAIMIN Gladiators playing in both these side lanes. Morphling struggling a little bit in last hits, but seems okay.
Yep. I think lanes like Brew Silencer just seem so annoying because it's like this, like zero risk harass. Like you just throw your spells from afar. If you're Silencer, you're Brewmaster, you Cinder Brew, Thunderclap, and you can kind of run away. You combine it with a Bassy Ring, and it's just like this unlimited kind of spam that you dish out. He's trying to do the same thing a bit down bottom with this Timber. Like starting to get some levels. Amar is going more for the reactive armor, at least for now, but once he gets to the level 6 and has the ability to zone this Morphling out, you bet Jirachi is going to be forced to kind of go jungle. And First Blood, they found him. Yeah, there we go. Talk about the Silencer Brew, and they just do their thing, bring down the Jakiro.
That chase him all the way across the lane. They put him within that kill threshold and wait for that second round of spells to kill him off. How's the mid lane going then? Boom up against BZM.
We're getting pretty low down bottom, but yeah, as far as mid lane goes, it's like dead even. CS-wise, no difference. Runes, not being too heavily contested, although right now BZM doesn't have a bottle refill, so he's in a bit of a precarious spot in terms of being a bit low, but we'll be looking maybe for that top bounty rune. Yeah, he's going to make the walk over.
Man, desperately needs it. Yeah, spirit against spirit, melee against melee, just a farm trade until, can we see, level 6, level 7, maybe an active rune at 6 minutes to move them into the side lanes.
Bottom lane, they're getting so low. Celery got down to like 20 health there. Tiger's trying to chase him down. Tiger wants Celery down bottom.
Oh, the Astral Spirit, move speed. How many more hits? 2 more hits? Celery? No, it's just the one. Staple to the back of the head. Now the Morphling left to his own devices, just trying to last hit on the tower against Amar. Yeah, look at that, he's shifting strength, knowing that the Whirling Death is a potential threat to kill him.
Doesn't actually have any points in the Timber Chain, but not necessarily something Jirachi knows. Maybe you can probably tell by the reactive armor and the Whirling Death damage. But mid lane TP and just to refill the bottle. Celery looking to really apply the pressure here in the mid lane with BZM hitting level 6, so he's going to be A-okay, so has those Astral Steps to use as an escape tool.
Yeah, it was a nice attempt by BZM to try and cancel the bottle refill. We've seen it a couple of times from players, most recently that Tiny from Brile, right? Avalanching on top of them. This time with the Remnant, was aiming to stop the bottle pass over to Celery, but it was well done by GAIMIN Gladiators. They do have this Dawnbreaker guarding bottom rune, and it's a regen. They'll be rewarded with a refill.
For OG, they were camping the top one. That 50-50 doesn't go their way. But the end of the world when it's a regen rune, not something Ember can immediately translate into some kind of aggressive play. It does mean if he does get into a fight, he's got that efficiency and with his regeneration, but so far doesn't look like mid laners want to make moves.
Oh, Amar had a pretty full wand and raindrops there, but he was like close to killing Jirachi, but probably not close enough. Just being spammed by adaptive strikes and celestial hammers left and right.
Interesting, yeah, this Brewmaster lane is going incredibly well. Ace is having complete free farm, top of the CS charts right now, and really keeping this Slark at bay.
Playing onto Amar down bottom. He's got reactive stacks up though, so able to turn onto Celery a bit here with Tiger's punches. Astral Spirit allows him to keep chasing forward, but the TP coming in. Tofu is come to react to Tiger. Still gets the takedown on him. Well, BZM kills Ace elsewhere on the map, rotates top, gets the takedown on the Brew.
Yeah, that's not a rotation maybe he was expecting this early on with the Void Spirit leaving this mid lane. Like Ember gets some damage on the mid tier 1 tower. It's down to half health, but killing off the Brewmaster, considering how good of a game he was having, seems really nice for OG, particularly because you're setting up your Slark for success. Like, you look at the GG draft and you're like, okay, Slark is the hero that is just, if we give him a good enough time, is going to win us this game.
One more.
He's got the one.
He's got one.
He's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And then in the mid lane, they're forcing Boom to Remnant back. Tiger and BZM this time holding hands to come and defeat the Ember Spirit in the mid lane.
Tiger's gotten 2 kills down bottom, like by himself essentially. Like both of them he just chased down, got a solo kill. The second one he got punished for, but like he forced a silencer rotation. Like that's a win in itself.
Oh, animation cancels the stomp. Guards the rune for BZM nonetheless.
Kieran keeps up the scouting, and we'll see if Ember continues to make these moves. Like, Brewmaster pre-level 6 is susceptible to these ganks.
And they got their slog to 6, so you're already able to 1v1 now. It gives an opportunity for OG to send their heroes into these other lanes. Omar pretty low on HP, but offers a lot of damage with his chakram. Tiger and Misha kind of wanted to connect down there to get a kill and allow them to push into tier 1 a little bit. Mid lane though, the Captain Ember Spirit taunted after the ice path. He does have this remnant to get away from them. He's even turning to fight Misha and maybe even just get that kill. Take down the Jakiro.
Yeah, BZM was waiting for him to remnant away, but Boom just says, okay, I'm not going to remnant because he's waiting there with an astral step and all his spells. So instead, Boom's just going to TP back to base. Really nice play from the Ember. Gets the kill, gets out, doesn't fall for the bait that BZM was laying for him. Oh, so that's the level, get level 6, well now level 7. Imagine this lane gets so much worse for the Morphling once that Timber gets these levels.
Yeah, he didn't have Timber Chain. He's just leveled it up now, but it's 2031 build on his Timber Sword. Shreds through the Morphling. Goodness. GG. I want to get some use out of this Primal Split, so they are angling towards top. Ace diving tower, sees Misha. He's going to go in with a run forward, a clap, a couple of hits from the silencer of Tofu. Quickly claim the kill.
Your argument's nothing to do with these Primal Split warriors. He's just going to hug the tower, keep the lane pushed out. Primal Split just for a Chikira, not really the most effective first use. Doesn't really pressure the top tower either, so I think OG don't really mind that one. But here comes the 10-minute runes. It's going to spawn down bottom as both spirits go for the top rune. BZM gets back to safety, but not sure he can make a play on the rune. He's just way too low here.
Yeah, Arcane Curse on him, too low HP. So an Arcane rune for Boom's Ember Spirit. And Celery also gets a D-Ward there, which is quite a shallow one from OG, trying to hide it from these sentries. Still gets found. And now they need the Glyph to defend, because Catapult Wave is here in the mid lane with 3 heroes of GG ready to push. Is OG's response to bring numbers to match this? It feels like they like defending towers more often than not.
But now they just responded by having Amar continue to pressure Jirachia, but he's fine for now. They are going to respond and defend this one with a kill onto Celery. Tower's down into deny range. We'll see if they do in fact deny it, or if they leave it there for a bit longer, maybe try and make another bait play around it, or pull Gaming Gladiators in.
I mean, it's Morphling's bottom of the net worth in terms of core heroes. Omar doing a tremendous job. Catapult not there anymore though, so it looks like Jirachia's tower not going to be under too much pressure. Well, up a top lane, Misha misses the ice path. So doesn't get the connection onto the Brute.
For OG, they're pretty happy with the pace of things. Like, they know Jirachio's not having a good time down bottom. I'm sure Amar's just like, yeah, this is going great. I don't need help. I can play this lane almost by myself. BZM is looking to make the rotation for kills. If they can keep killing the Morphling, even better. And then you've got Slark, who, all of a sudden, top of the net worth charts. He didn't have the best start to his lane, but he is crushing it now.
Yeah, Bracer into Falcon Blade, going to Fusel for that early tempo. Smoke from GG, they're wrapped in behind BZM, but the chains don't land on the hero. Needing the Global Silence to allow the Starbreaker to connect. Solar Guardian coming, the Dissimulate buys a bit of time here for BZM to get across with his Astral Steps. Safely back towards his own Ancients area. And GG just missing out on a huge kill.
Yeah, so close, just not quite enough damage. I think it was a little ambitious in some ways. They probably knew they probably didn't have enough damage, but they're just kind of feeling like they need to make a play happen. I think this game's just getting a little bit too passive for them. Boom's always hunting, looking for these kills, but even an ET is just a little bit too tanky for him. Doesn't have any follow-up from Tofu, who used all his mana on the Global Silence, so things are, I think just in general, feeling like they're just getting out-farmed by OG right now.
Yeah, I mean, even in that top lane, Slark was bullying the Brute back. They put him to half health, kind of almost forcing Ace to use the Primal Split defensively. And then Uragi pushes the wave, goes back to farm a couple of jungle camps. Very efficient stuff from the Slark, while at the same time, like you're saying, BZM farming down bottom, taking the jungle behind Amar, while Amar hard pushes the tower. And forcing GG to make these moves. Another smoke into the same place again. Silencer and Ember Spirit, this time without Global though. Wanting to fight.
Well, the TPs have got Primal Split.
Ace comes in. Amar got a Timber Chain, but silenced up. Chakram's out, but the damage And it's overwhelming with Timbersaw. He's not going to get out of this one. Surely, the remnant forward from the Ember makes sure of it. And Ace with a pebble toss forward onto Tiger. Diving tower a little bit here onto this ET. Stormbreaker doesn't want any more to do with this, but Boom does. Maybe looking for another slight chains. But OG have managed to get themselves just far enough behind the tier 1 that GG can't dive any further. BZM though, maybe getting baited back too far. Ice Path, a nice barrier to block them away, and gets to dissimulate back to safety. Astral Step ready again as well, while Tiger battering into Boom and nearly finding the kill on the Ember. At the very least forcing that Remnant out of there, while Morphling is being left stranded by his squad. The back and forth around that tier 1 was disgusting. One team baits the other, drags them this way, pushes them the other, but it's OG that feels like come out on top with that Morphling kill.
Yeah, I feel like BZM just pushes the limit of Void Spirit so well. Like, he's both when he got Global Silence getting away on his sliver of health in that fight, like just willing to continue fighting and to bait GAIMIN Gladiators in when he's on such a small amount of health, and then gets like the Resident Pulse into Astral Step away. So just honestly min-maxing perfectly, allowing the Slark to come in and clean up a Morphling. This Morphling is, you know, continuing to not really get a whole lot of farm. BZM is paying, like he's soaking up a lot of damage and rotating a lot, like he's not particularly farm, but that's not a concern for OG. You've got a Mar playing Timber, like this guy scales insanely well. He carries games with his Timber, plus a Slark who's set up to have like the dream Slark game, so I think OG got to be feeling like this game is going pretty much according to plan so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're arguing with this Diffusal Blade, always ready to get involved in these fights when need be. I mean, everyone is on OG. They're all in fighting shape. No one really looking for any later timings. Whereas GG, and they still want his Wraith Pact on the Brewmaster. Morphling miles away from his BKB. And Ember Spirit still trying to get himself towards that Black King bar himself. Now, once we're around 20 minutes in, GG have got a pretty big timing to hit around those key items, but it's a matter of dodging fights or coming out on top in the trades in the meantime. That's the difficulty for them.
If for GAIMIN Gladiators they can find those favorable fights, they can't afford to keep not having this game kind of slow down the way it is. And Morphling up top, getting jumped on. Jirachi will be able to morph strength, so he'll get out okay, but they've already lost the Dawnbreaker over in the mid lane. Ragi just getting involved now because of this Diffusal pickup. He doesn't have to just keep farming. He has just come online so early on in this game. 8k net worth already.
Yeah, they're still hunting mid. Ace puts down his Wraith Pact. And the Remnant misses. But Yuragi, I mean, he looped around mid from the right side. Now he's looping around mid from the left. BZM Global Silence, though, and with Boom and Ace on top of him, they do take down the Void Spirit. While Tiger silenced up himself. The Solar Guardian's good. Straight back into the ET, while Boom out of mana, and Yuragi's on his tail. Killing off the Ember Spirit. A big one for the Slark. Gets off his Shadow Dance now and forces the Primal Split. A Cyclone, the Timbersaw, trying to block up Yuragi here, but he will have a pounce on the Dark Pact again to get to the tree line, into the fog to regen up. And Amar's still ready to chase forward. He knows Primal Split is ending soon. And once Ace comes down, he's a massive target here for Yuragi and Amar to slow down, chip away at, and kill off his Brewmaster. Get another stack of agi for Yuragi. Ooh, but he's being delicate about this, not wanting to die, and just allow Amar to take the kill instead.
This game is just so hard for these long drawn-out fights for the Gladiators when they're forced to kind of fight 45, and it's not done. Yuragi's found another key with the Ice Path follow-up. It's another permanent essence shift, and Boom's kind of relocated into the mid lane without a fire render. He may just die again. He just respawned.
Oh my god! Amar slices through them, and Morphling, he's dead as well. A double for Amar, and they're going in for more. Tofu, body blocked by BZM, and Amar straight across the backside of the silencer. Chakram comes, and a triple for Amar. Beautifully done.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say they're kind of forced to play these fights 4v5 because Morphling can't join. Morphling does end up TPing, well, not TPing, he just rotates in to try and amend a terrible situation, but this Morphling is not ready to fight. All he's got is Yasha Falcon Blade. He's level 11. We'll see it again here on the replays. They came kind of close to killing the Slark, but he was, you know, just positioning and kind of poking and prodding so well in these fights that there never really was enough damage to bring him down.
Yeah, and usually we're looking at these heroes like the Ember and the Morphling getting relatively early BKBs in terms of item progression. You know, this is the first item BKB Ember, kind of 1.5 items on the Morphling after the Yasha. But these BKBs they only really work out if you're on even footing with your opponents. If you get them and try and fight when you're 5, 10k behind, which might be the case here, as OG just racking up kill after kill, they just might not work out. These BKBs might be wasted investment. I do get a good stance onto BZM, but he's very speedy here with the haste rune to get away from them and jump back in aggressively with Uragi. They blow up Tofu. The Solar Guardian does nothing. OG hunting Boom now. BZM doesn't have a random, but they might have a pounce in with the Ice Path connecting. They'll find the Ember Spirit yet again for a double kill on BZM.
It's just absolute madness and chaos coming out of this OG trap. It's just constant fighting. They said, oh yeah, we'll be greedy for the first 10 minutes maybe. As soon as Uragi got his Diffusal Blade, he's just been everywhere on the map. He's almost got a complete Aghanim Scepter to go with it at 19 minutes in. What a Slark performance from him, not to mention like the rest of the OG team just playing perfect aggressive Dota. Looking for ace in the mid lane. They missed the Ice Path, but they've got follow-up still.
I mean, the Brewmaster Primal Split comes out in time. That's another defensive one, though, and that's not what GG need.
Staying alive is not really a win when you're losing this badly, and now going to maybe watch your tier 2 mid tower get pressure. They're playing behind the tower. They're ignoring the tier 2 and just trying to dive the base here. OG just disrespecting the Gladiators.
Yeah, I got a mech to heal BZM back up a little bit there. I saw a mech picked up by the Dawnbreaker as well, needing something to withstand this onslaught of damage that's coming out of OG.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's enough. I feel like they need damage more than they need sustainability. Not that these items are the wrong ones. Like that's, you know, these are your natural item build-ups, but until Morphling kind of is ready to fight and dish out damage, it's just going to be so difficult. Gladiators, they also need this Ember BKB. I mean, it's not a damage item per se, but it's the, you know, the Magic community allowing him to do damage in these fights.
Let's see what Boom can do here. Still trying to front line and find an opening. Catch though onto the Morphling, pounced up, and the Slug starting to stack up these Essence Shift stacks. Your Agi? No, my Agi, says the Slug. Grabs it all the way from the Morphling, and a mega kill streak for him while Morphling's dead for 40 seconds.
Whew, that's your carry getting just found solo and brought down. I mean, it was 2 cores killing him, but that's a really bad sign of things to come. Gladiators just desperately trying to split up and have all their cores farming different places on the map without getting picked off. Ember at least successful in escaping up top, but he's not getting any farm when he's getting bullied out of the lane by Amar, who is also getting fatter and fatter on his Timber Sword.
Let's look at the speed at which they play. OG go from a kill on the Morphling to backing up into their own jungle top to find Ace. But Brewmaster, he just wanted a little bit of space to farm up for a Blink Dagger or something, but it's not meant to be.
10 permanent Agi. You've got Aghanim Scepter on Slark. He's considering Roshan. They don't have the best Roshan lineup, and you know, if anything, they're probably thinking like, you know, Roche might slow us down a bit here, but it's probably worth going.
Take it out. And then Aegis.
Amar's just solo
waiting.
pushing tier 2 alone. He's just like, you guys Roche, you know, I got stuff to do.
I'm busy. Busy, lads. What do you mean Roshan's up? Okay. 8k lead now for OG. We've got, what, BKB and Ember? It's now delivered. Morphling, what is he? 120 gold away from it.
Okay.
How much of a difference does the BKBs make? Because like I said, they're 10k behind.
It's kind of not much, just because Slark's at this point where, I mean, Slark doesn't care about these BKBs that much, and you're going to be using these BKBs just to disengage. Like, if you can't do damage during BKBs, they don't do much for you.
They got the catch on Ember. Pounce, stunned and leashed. Boom gets off his BKB. The Solar Guardian's there as well. Duracho tries to fight against the Slark, who's in the Shadow Dance and has Aegis as well. And getting Misha's a nice one with the BKBs. They'll find the 2 supports, it looks like. OG lose Misha and Tiger. And the rest of their squad cycled up by the Primal Split, with Duracho being hunted by BZM. All the Yours that get away from the chains, and Uragi back in yet again, but they're losing their Void Spirit. The BKB's working out there, allowing GG to get the backline support. But look at who's arrived.
25.
Oh, God. It's the Timbersaw and the Slug. Looking to fight back and pummel into this Stormbreaker. Turns into a piggy, but the Fusel Blade slowed. And Duraccio has to waveform back. But look at the range on the Ags. Pounces onto the Morphling. And Yuragi, he's going to find another one here for sure. Oh, can he keep up? He's got the Dark Pack to go.
Diffusal maybe.
Dive in. Dive in. Go for the kill. With them all there, you can make damn sure the Morphling's dead.
Oh, that's to say this game. It was 2v5 and they're charging forward because at that point, I mean, Gaming Gladiators, good fight for them nonetheless. Like, even though they end up losing a couple, I mean, they lose them more for the end, so maybe not the best fight. But it's the kind of fight they can take. Like, they commit their BKBs to kill supports. Yuragi, by the way, he's not done. He's found some more here, and with an Aegis, he may lose his Aegis. Maybe a little bit careful, but boom! He himself is in some trouble.
Yeah, the Shadow Dancer's back up. He's still leashed. He doesn't have any more remnants. Yuragi, a little bit afraid though, still dancing through the tree line here as Boom gets the slight touch on him. And Tofu holds back Yuragi's slug, but we see how impactful this Dark Pack can be against all these little bits of damage over time and debuffs on him. Yuragi just doesn't seem to care with a few one charges.
Play, pushing his hero to the limits, of course, easy to do, and when you've got the Aegis in hand, really looking to make Gaming Gladiators as uncomfortable as possible, fighting during those BKB cooldowns. And yeah, I mean, BKBs are up and they kill some supports and even managed to get the Void Spirit with Global Silence, but that's, once you use that, like, you're getting 2v5, that's how reliant they are on those BKBs.
Yeah, now they're killing off Ace, they're killing off Celery, everywhere you look. It's blood hitting the floor as GG do strike back onto Misha with Boom. But the map is so very small right now. They're TPing Morphling up top to try and handle this wave arriving, as well as Amar's presence in that top lane. But Yuragi, knowing the Morph TP'd up here, he's trying to close the gap and get in there with the pounce, stealing a ton of the Agi away from Duraccio. And the BKB expended as well defensively.
Yeah, no, never feels good, but it's kind of the position that you actually can put them in, where anybody who goes on may just have to BKB to stay alive.
Now we can just open up on that tier 2. I mean, where are we at? We've got 1 minute 30 left on Aegis. Yuragi hiding in the trees to regen up a touch. It's just always so funny to see Amar, top of the net worth, 14,000. Timbersaw 717. And he's gone for the scaling build. Kind of sounds, love it. Low sword, love it. Manastar next. We'll see how that fares because they've got Boom. Oh, he's got a remnant. Ooh. Okay, he's fine.
That's BKB down though. I mean, it's just he's fine, but it's 90 seconds now without BKB, where it's like, okay, I gotta play very cautiously, and I can't make that aggressive play again. Morphling's just farming enemy Ancients. He's just trying to get whatever he can on the map, but not a feels-good moment for any of Gaming Gladiator. And they found Morphling. They know where Louis here. Yuragi is just come on in.
Oh, there's no way form. There's no way out. This Pound's leash just lasting far too long. And Yuragi up to 14 permanent stacks now.
Trying
to get another Pounce forward. Ace trying to blink and get away from it. He doesn't have blink, just trying to walk away from this. Does have a primal split. He's going to have to use it here defensively for any chance of survival. Cycling up the slot, punching back into Tiger. With the rest of the squad from OG arriving, they'll be able to hunt back into the hero.
Chase the Earth Panda down. Going for the high five. Only a couple say, yeah, they're tipping him. They know. No escape for you, my friend, they say.
I was kind of thinking there, he had Blink Dagger already, but no, he went for the Hand of Midas on the Brute. 1,000 away from Blink now.
It's kind of a game where, you know, you're desperation. You're thinking, there's no way we win this game unless it goes 40, 50 minutes. So Midas, why not? This is getting harder and harder as this slot gets more and more permanent agi. 15 permanent agi, 9-0 and 10. Just a perfect game coming out from Yuragi.
Spot on stuff. And now the signal. The line's drawn. Top jungle, enemy ancients. Roshan right in the center of that circle. Drawn up by the Slark as he nearly just pounces straight onto Boom. And yet again, a BKB forced out defensively. Not a good moment for this Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Just fortunate Slark doesn't have a basher or something in that situation.
He's got this Scotty BKB queued up. I wouldn't blame him for just buying a basher or something at this point, but maybe he's thinking like, let's play for the game. Like if these here TP out, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't really hurt us. We're still crushing.
Yeah, they're gonna catch. Dawnbreaker.
Yep.
Immediately dead, and they're TPing bottom on the outpost with Slark.
Everybody's coming down here. Dratio may just have to BKB TP out if he's not careful.
Yeah, wait for into the trees.
BKB TP out.
Yeah.
6-second BKB, but
watch Uragi now. He's gonna Q basher up.
yeah, it's multiple times. Like, do you need Scotty? Are you dying? Not really. Like, I don't know.
I guess the heal reduction against Morphling's nice, but
oh, don't worry. Amar's going back.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why not?
I wanted the Manta from Amar. I love that.
No, he's still getting Manta first. Yeah, he's getting Manta then Basher.
Okay.
I mean, by Basher, a pistol. He's thinking big.
Oh, Misha sniped in that top jungle. GG. Awkward spot for them. They kill a Jakiro and they're going to lose at the very least a silencer. Boom has a couple of remnants to play with. Immediately off to the right-hand side to TP home.
They know Morphling's up here, and they know he doesn't have TP. Yeah, Amar's going to clear out this entire tree line, hunting for this Morphling. We'll see if they find him. He's tucked himself in pretty deep. Does look like, yeah, Amar, excuse me. Maybe just keep cutting. Like, he's pretty well aware. These pro players, like, he knows he TP out of bottom, so the TP will be coming up like 10 seconds time. And I'm pretty sure he has a good feel for that one, but doesn't quite find him.
And then you look at Ace, cutting waves in the mid lane.
No.
Not where you want your Brewmaster to be, but you make do with what you've got. And Uragi, is he gonna force another BKB? Oh, well, boom! A boom rendered back in. A misclick there, looks like, from the Ember Spirit. It has to BKB in the end.
Doesn't have a TP out, but Slark kind of lets him go, I guess. Doesn't want to chase him down, doesn't, I don't know, it's got the remnants.
Another primal stage. Everybody you look at is GG using spells defensively, frantically trying to find any room on the map. I killed Storm Panther first, so now they can hunt down and fire on the other ones. BZM Uragi looking on Lane's hero here, and very likely to take it down again.
He had the money for Blink, didn't want to buy it. Maybe he's thinking of other items that may help the team more. I don't actually know if this Blink does a whole lot. Yeah, he queues for Hex, so, I mean, I don't know. You're kind of in this position where there's not any immediate or amazing game-changing item, but you got to think of some way to kill some of these heroes and make plays, and Hex is probably one of the best playmaking items there is.
I still can't believe Amar. Like, this isn't the first time he's done it either. he loves buying Manta and Timbersaw.
Ah, no Basher. He's queued up Wind Waker. Oh. Where's the...
Is Slark doing it? No, Slark. No Basher for him.
He's got his career coming out, did he? Yeah, he bought Basher. No, he did. He did. I was like about to say, I don't think he had enough money for Scotty, so there we go.
Nice. Fine. We got a Basher.
I think he probably told Amar, like, don't worry, okay. I think it makes more sense on Slark than Timber, you know? Like, I'll get one.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, wait, hang on a second. First hit, pounce. All the BKB from Boom. But this is a DD Slark you're playing with. Remnants off to the left, runs to the right, trying to create the space and the gap he needs for another pounce. Leech and Bash, they've got the kill! Uragi basically just solos that. I don't even think BZM was needed. And the rest of OG, they're rushing towards top lane.
That's how strong they are. They can make aggressive moves top even when the Slark is on the other side of the map. Roche is back up if they want to go for it with the Axe Shard as well. Everything coming up OG here in game number 1 of this EU showdown.
And Misha knows it's basically a matter of time. GG, they're all sat in their base up on their own high ground. Losing out in the farm trade, losing out on Roshan. We will have this Aghanim Shard ready to be handed over to, I assume, the Slark. Depth Shroud is just such an amazing tool here. If you commit BKBs from your Ember and your Morphling onto a support, you Depth Shroud that support, yeah, BKB's wasted.
And maybe you consider the Flamethrower, but no, it's going to the Slark. EG had actually smoked out to either try and take a fight or contest Roshan. We'll see if they fight around this cliff here. They've got a ward on the high ground. This is at least enough to kill a support, but OG themselves. I think OG want this. They want this action.
Yeah, they want to keep fighting. And Uragi has Aegis, got his nice little shadow dance, jumping around and chasing back into the Morphling. Solar Guardian's coming here on top of Duraccio, but Morphling has to run away as Ace. Another primal split here, but no real follow through. While on the right-hand side, Tiger does get taken down by Boom, but now out of mana on the Ember Spirit. Uragi wanting to return in with the help of Amar. They'll shred through the majority of his HP, and the jump back in with the actual step, but Boom will slip away. Now the focus back onto Slug.
Got one
Last life down. Amar is still such a bully in these fights, though, chasing forward, and BZM keeps self-using himself with his E-Blade and magic damage. Should be able to take down the Morphling. Global, a bit of cover of safety, but OG diving tier 3s, aiming for Duraccio, and they're going to know that if he's dead, this game likely out of the hands of GG now. Under tier 4's BZM heads, aiming for Ace, and a pounce again from Uragi, stacking up the essence shift stacks and bashing him into oblivion. Uragi, though,
He's getting a bit low here.
Pounce again. Such a long-range disengaged tool. And a Lotus Orb from Amar to make sure the Slug is okay through the chains. Just have so much sustain.
Yeah. And, like, this silence just being negated with so much of the itemization, too. Lotus Orbs and Manta Styles, all these things to make life hard.
Yeah, hunting season.
Use that initiation range.
Yeah, super long range from Uragi. Death Shroud dropped to give him that safety under the fountain. BZM popping mangoes right next to him.
Thank you very much.
It feels like there's not much to stop them now, but GG, they will respawn back up and ready to fight again, trying to defend their base. As they buy back Dawnbreaker, but Tofu annihilated by Uragi.
So much
essence. Huge, and there's just so much
300 Agi.
Oh my god, look at him go! Just a few taps into the back of the Brewmaster, clears our base again, and Amar the one to claim the actual killing blow.
He got up to 350 Agi towards the end there. Combine that with a Titan Sliver giving percent-based bonus damage.
And Amar. So much damage onto their silencer. Look at the Morphling disappear. Catch onto Boom as well, the Ice Path, and the stuns in. They've taken them all down. And GG gonna have to be calling GG soon.
Yeah,
this one
keep
seems
fighting.
all over.
And Sark's just like, sweet, this is great. I've got all this essence chip. Let's keep going. I'm ready. He's gonna have his ulti soon. He may just go into the fountain if he wants to, but right now it's the rest of the OG team getting the job done without him. Just wiping through GAIMIN Gladiators here in game 1.
Wait, what was that? It was like 4 buybacks from GD or something, and did OD lose a single hero? It's like a 5v9, and OG just demolished them with the lead that they've built up over time.
Yeah.
What a monstrous performance here in game 1 from OG.
That's definitely one where it's probably good that we don't see the team fight recap, because it would not have been pretty for the Gladiators, who